been a hot minute since I have filmed a video. So we are slowly easing our way back in and starting to film. So today I'm going to be bringing you my April wrap up. I know we're almost at the end of May, but the end of April was a crazy kind of couple of weeks for me, and I just never got my rhythm back after being on holiday. So we are going to jump into my April wrap up. So I'm going to pull up my sheets and my statistics because it's been a while. So in the month of April, I read 22 books. I gave 7 books 5 stars. I read 4 arcs and I read 70. My yearly goal is 74 books out of 100, which is really exciting. So, in the month of April, first book that I read in the month of April was Enchantress by Kaylee Smith. This is a 5-star read for me, and this is featured in my magical readathon vlog that will be uploading very, very soon once I get it edited. But this is the sequel to Phantasma, and in this one we're following Genevieve, and she is in Italy and she gets an invite to one of her mother's friends to visit, and she ends up in a deadly game where it's deadly and devious, and there's devils, and there's so much intrigue and so much fun. This month was great. We have a marriage of convenience, enemies to lovers style story, and I just had the best time with it. So if you're looking for another spicy fantasy romance, you should definitely check that one out, and check out my magical readathon vlog for my full thoughts on this one. The next one that I read was Winter Magic, and this is in Book Battle episode 3. This is a short story collection curated by Abby Elphinstone, and this is sort of winter magic fantasy sort of stories, and there's about 12 in here, and some of them I did enjoy, some of them I didn't enjoy as much. So the average rating is about a 3. I rated each story, added them all up, divided by the amount of stories in here, and that kind of gave me my average rating for this book. It is fine. It is definitely targeted towards young adult and middle grade readers, and yeah, if you're looking for something to cozy up in front of the fire, I think this is a great way to go, and it's good to kind of read just a story a night, which was a fun way to go. The next one that I read was Heart Eyes by Esme Brett. This again was featured in my magical readathon vlog, but I really, really enjoyed this. This is a 4-star read for me, and this is about a photographer who forgot to book accommodation for a photo shoot, and she ends up kind of throwing herself at this hotel owner who is someone that she knows through family, and it's kind of their little romance. This is a short and sweet novella, and I really, really enjoyed it. The sexting and the dirty talk was just a lot of fun, and I really, really enjoyed it. But if you want more thoughts, check out my magical readathon vlog. A lot of them are for the magical readathon. The next one that I read was King of Pride by Anna Huang. This is a 5-star read for me. I'm absolutely obsessed with this. I loved it so much, and I cannot wait to continue with this series. I can't believe I left this one for so long. This is in Book Battle episode 3 as well, so all my full thoughts are in there too. But I really, really love this. In this one, we're following Kai, who has a lot going on at the moment. There is a CEO vote where he is possibly going to become CEO a lot quicker than he thought he was going to. And we're following Isabella, who is a struggling artist. She's trying to figure out her life, and she works at the Valhalla Club, where Kai is a person who visits. They sort of have their relationship, and it kind of becomes forbidden, and it's just so good. I had the best time with it, and yeah, I really, really loved it. The next one that I read this on audio, was Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. This broke me. This is Hamish's story, where we're following him as he is entered into the Hunger Games, and we see a lot. We see some characters that we've met in the previous Hunger Games books, and I really loved it, although it broke my heart. Hamish is such a layered character. There's so much that is involved in his plot and his character development, and just seeing where he started to where he's ended up in the Hunger Games series is just heartbreaking. Watching him lose so many people, seeing all these characters who we've seen fight for so long, and it was hard. It was so hard to read, but it was it was great, and I really, really loved it. So if you're looking at reading Hamich's story, I think you really should. And yeah, I know Suzanne Collins only writes a book when it is needed, and this one was definitely needed, especially in the world that we're living in right now. The next one that I read was One of Our Kind by Nicola Yoon, and this is following our main characters who move into this black utopian city where there's only black people who live here. It is a safe community for black people, and it is kind of futuristic, and strange things start to happen. Our main character is confused as to why everyone's going to this health center, and she is very vocal in her support for the Black Lives Matter movement and how she is fighting for black people's freedoms and their rights. And I found her to be very annoying. She is very discriminatory and very she looks down upon black people who change their hairstyle. If they don't want dreads anymore, she's like, oh, they're turning white, they don't want to do this. The concept was really interesting and I did enjoy it, the concept, but I just didn't find the execution to be great because the main character was so grating and really annoying about all that sort of thing. Like, there's a certain scene where her friends announce that they are pregnant, and she immediately is like, you need a black OGBYN, you need this, you need that, blah 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 blah, because black lives are. And like, I understand that, and I understand how all of this was like to get you thinking, but I just felt like she was trying to shove so many things down your throat. And I did read a lot of reviews from black reviewers, and they also agree in that way. So yeah. The next one that I read was Torches of the Dam by Hunter Shea. This again was for Book Battle episode 3. This one really surprised me. I gave it a 3-star. This is a apocalyptic story where a family end up figuring out that the world is ending when strange things start to happen, and their next door neighbor ends up having a bunker and he has allowed them to join him. And then we kind of watch them as they they have to leave the bunker and try and survive. It surprised me. It was very fast paced. We follow every single character that we meet in this story, kind of their perspective, like the family and then the neighbor. We follow all of their perspectives, so it was really interesting seeing how they were dealing with these issues. And the chapters were really short, so it felt like it flew by, and I just had a really good time with it. It's definitely kind of leaves it open for a sequel, but it's one that I don't think I'm going to keep on my shelf. If you want my full thoughts, check out Book Battle episode 3. The next one that I read was Drive Me Insane by Mandy C. This is a short novella that is a sort of dark romance, smutty story, and we're following our main character who ends up going to her brother's friend's party even though she doesn't want to, and she kind of ends up in a sexual encounter with him, and it is a fun smutty time. It's nothing to write home about, but I did enjoy it, and it was a 4-star read for me. And the next one that I read was The Regulators by Richard Bachman. All my thoughts are going to be in that Book Battle vlog, but this was a 2-star read for me. I didn't like it, I didn't enjoy it, I didn't understand it at all. It was very weird, it was very strange, and it was just a 2-star read for me. Then I read House of Blight by Maxim M. Martino, and this is another one that I read on NetGalley. This is a 4-star read for me. I really, really enjoyed it. So this is a dark, gothic fantasy story where we're following a main character who has thread magic, and thread magic means that she can kind of heal people, and every time she heals someone from a very serious injury, she loses years of her life. And so the more she uses her power, the younger she will die. And there is a blight, and she ends up being pulled in from this very rich family and to use her magic to try and figure out this blight. And it just goes in so many different directions. It is very different. It is very unique, and I really, really enjoyed it. There is quite some gory and gruesome scenes that kind of make you go ugh when you're reading it, but I think that the author did it really, really well, and I really enjoyed it. That is in the Magical Readathon blog as well. The next one that I read was Bound by Night by Larissa Ione, and this is in the Book Battle vlog. This is a vampire story where it's Ellie meets lovers. Our female main character is a scientist who is trying to eradicate vampires, and then our male main character is a vampire who wants revenge on her family because her family has kind of killed a lot of the people that he loves. And I really enjoyed this. It caught me by surprise, especially because I didn't know how I was going to feel about it, because I'd never really heard about anyone talking about this. I've never really heard about this story in general, but I did really, really enjoy it. And again, it's in my Book Battle vlog, so if you want to check it out, make sure you do. I gave this a 4-star read. The next one that I read was The Dragon's Bride by Katie Robert. This is a short, it's about 7 hours on audio, story about a female who makes a deal with the devil, and in return for her making this deal with the devil, she has to marry the Dragon King for 7 years. And we're just following her story as she is brought into this new world, learning about dragons, learning about the world, figuring out and falling in love with this dragon. And I thought it was really, really good. I really, really enjoyed it, and I'm very excited to continue with the series. So this is a 4-star read for me. The next one that I read was Blood Tribute by Vila Roth. This is another short, spicy story where we're following more vampires. I was in a bit of a vampire kick in the month of April. But in this one, we're following our main character who comes face to face with the vampire and has a deal with them that if she gives them vials of her blood, if she gives him some blood, he will give her answers about certain things. And it's very short. It is very descriptive. It's well written, and I did really, really enjoy it. I gave it a 4-star read. And yeah, it was really, really good. It gave me the perfect taste of Vila Roth's writing, because I've been quite intimidated by her Blood Mercy series, and this is set in that same world. So it kind of gives you an idea of how this world works, how she writes, and how descriptive she is. So I thought that was a really good way to kind of introduce me to her writing. So I'll definitely be picking up that series at some point. Then we have A Blood Song by Sarah Rose. I read this because Sarah Rose was going to be at Ages of Pages, but she ended up not being able to come. But this is another vampire story. We're following our main character whose dream it is to be a singer. And one night while she's singing on stage, this man walks in and they are immediately drawn to one another. And he is a vampire, and we just watch their story as she learns that he's a vampire and that he is dealing with his vampire urges and instincts, and her being human and him a vampire, and kind of watching their relationship grow. I did really, really enjoy it. I've never really been one to have a lot of music, involved in the books that I read, but I thought that this was really well done, and it's set in Australia, so it was very Australian, and I just really enjoyed it. The next one that I read was Serpents of Sky and Flame by Rebecca F. Kenny. I read the special edition from Books and Spice that I am going to be getting rid of, but I did really enjoy this. This is a very quick and fast-paced read. This is a 4-star read for me. And in this one, we're following our main character, who is a princess, and they are at war with another kingdom, and this kingdom pulls in the dragons to help with them with the war, and as payback for a magical spell that has taken out all the female dragons, these dragons decide that they are going to take the female so they can then have dragon babies. So all of these females get taken, and we're following our main character, who also gets taken by the Dragon King, basically. And we watch them as she tries to escape, and they slowly start to fall in love, and her deciding that she will have his dragon babies. It definitely goes in a direction that I wasn't expecting. I didn't know about it because one of my friends had spoken about it because she'd read it and needed to talk to people about it. I didn't really mind spoilers. So it is definitely a strange direction. Now, it's not worth keeping the special edition on my shelf, but I did really enjoy it, and I will be continuing with this series. But I will be reading I'll definitely be reading more of the series, and I was reading this in the dark with a headlight on because it was during the big storm that we had, and we had no power for 24 hours. So it was a fun time reading that one. Then I read By the Moon by Holly Bowen. This is a 4-star read for me. I really, really enjoyed this. This is a YA story following our main character who, oh my gosh, following our main character who has to go on a journey to save her village, and as she's on her journey, she is learning her magic and kind of growing as a person. And it's a great adventure story. It's a great story of growing up. It's a great story of learning your magic, becoming comfortable within who you are, and just being open about different cultures and different types of people. I did really enjoy it. I did find it to be a little bit slow going at the start, but once I got into it, I did really enjoy it. And this is an NZ author, and this is their debut, and I met them at Ages of Pages, and it was really, really great to meet them. Then I read Rhodey by Cleo Brown, and this was another one that I was absolutely obsessed with. I read this while we were on holiday, and I picked it up on a whim. I think I have it on my shelf somewhere. I can't remember where I've put it in it, but I do have it. I bought it at Ages of Pages. Anyway, it's fine. I did buy it, but I loved it so much. So in this one, we're following our main character, Tuesday, who likes getting revenge on people who've done bad things. She is a hacker, so she finds out these things about people and ends up kind of torturing them in medieval fashion alongside her grandfather, and it is great. I love it. And she ends up in a scenario where she meets a biker gang, and she slowly starts falling in love with Rhodey, and we're watching them as she is very neurospicy, so she struggles with emotions and communication and being around people, but Rhodey is very sweet and very caring and very understanding of her and her abilities, and I just loved it. I flew through it. It was the best. If you like Butcher and Blackbird and Lights Out, I think you would definitely love this book. I had the best freaking time with it. It was so funny. It had me cracking up, and it was just a great time. So if you're looking for something like Butcher and Blackbird or Lights Out by Nafisa Allen, you should definitely pick up Rhodey by Cleo Brown, because it is so freaking good. The next one that I read was My Desire by Jess Cody, and I gave this 3 stars. This is an arc read for me, and in this one we're following our main character who kind of has a crush on her best friend's brother. He also is obsessed with her, but he doesn't know whether he wants to kill her or whether he wants to be with her, and he ends up kidnapping her because she has some issues. And I just didn't really love this one. I found this to be our male main character to be unredeemable. He did certain things that just didn't make any sense. Like in a dark romance, I do like to see some darker themes, some dubious things that happen within here, and you know, our male main characters to be a little unhinged. But in this one, I just didn't really understand why he was the way that he was, and I didn't understand that when he was falling in love with her and he realized that he was in love with her, he still ended up hating her. And kind of, there is a certain scene where they're having a cute moment at the beach. They decide that they are going to have some fun spicy time, and then immediately he tries to drown her because he hates her at that particular moment. Then all of a sudden he switches again. Just the mood swings really caught me off guard, and I just didn't really understand why he was doing the things that he did. So that was a bit of an issue for me, but it was a 3-star read. I would definitely check out more from this author, but this one just wasn't for me, I'm afraid. The last physical book that I read was A Crown This Cold and Heavy by Stacia Stark. This is a 5-star read for me. Absolutely obsessed. I love this series so freaking much, and I'm currently reading the last book in the series and loving it again, so I'll be talking about that in my May wrap up. But this is book 3. As you can see, the tabs, I haven't finished tabbing it up because I was reading this while on holiday, so I was just marking everything with a pen and not using my tabbing system. So I'm finally slowly catching up, but this book made me cry 3 times within the first 70 pages, plus the rest of the time it made me cry towards the end. This is heartbreaking. This will destroy you. Like, I'm telling you right now, this book will destroy you. I don't know how I only bought book 3 with me, but I didn't think while on holiday that I would finish this and that I'd have a lot of reading time. but we did, and I freaking love this book. I love the tension. I love the trauma that Stacia. I sent pictures of Stacia to Stacia of me crying over this book. And book 4 is definitely making me cry as well. It's just so emotional, so tension filled. There's a war coming, and we're watching everyone try and figure out what they're doing, and relationships are building, and things go wrong, and people die, and it's crazy. And I loved it so much, and I cannot wait to finish the series and be in Stacey's DMs crying about the rest of her books because that's just what I do. The next one that I read was Mr. Googles, and this was a group buddy read where the Miss Maddie Reads, one of my wonderful best friends, read it out to us out loud while we were at our sleepover. It was great. One of my friends, Sydney, had never read Mr. Googles. A lot of us had already read it, so we decided that we were going to do a group reading experience, all sharing the same bed. But we were all sharing the same bed, and Maddie was reading Mr. Giggles to us. This is, if you don't know what Mr. Giggles is, this is a 14-page clan smut. It is the most unhinged, confusing, hilarious book, novella, short story, whatever you want to call it, thing that you'll ever read. It was unhinged, and it was a 5-star rating for me because of the atmosphere that we were in. It was great. I was crying with laughter reading it again for the second time, and it was just a lot of fun. Moving on. The next one that I read was The Fall Risk by Abby Jimenez. So I was looking for some short reads to read on audio, and I knew that Kindle Unlimited authors do these little short story collections, and I read the Christmas one, the Very Merry Meet Cute series thing that they had with Ali Hazelwood and other authors, and I really enjoyed that, so I wanted to check out more, so I picked up The Fall Risk. Oh no, The Fall Risk isn't part of that, but I knew that Abby Jimenez had a short story. It's an Amazon original short story, and this is about two people who are living on the same apartment, in the same apartment, on the same floor, and one day they wake up and the stairs of their apartment have been taken away. There was a big mix-up. The builders took out the stairs of the apartment of it that they were supposed to do of a different apartment, and they decide they're just going to stay for the weekend in their apartment, like, because they'll get rent-free. And we just watch them as they become friends, start falling for each other, and it's just really, really good. It does explore some darker themes, so please do be aware going in, but I really, really loved it. It was hilarious, it was funny, it was really emotional and really, really beautiful as well, and I had a great time with it. The next one was The Exception to the Rule by Christina Lawrence. So this was part of the short story collection series with other authors, and this is following people. At the start of this, it's just, most of it is email correspondence. So on Valentine's Day, someone emails their teacher to kind of talk about an exam or something like that, and it turns out that he sent it to the wrong email, and they kind of end up having a conversation and saying Happy Valentine's to each other. And every year on Valentine's Day they do that for multiple years. I think it's about 7 years, until they finally decide that they want to meet, and we just watch them as they go through that. I did really enjoy this. It was a 4-star read for me because I did find that the emails did kind of drag out a little bit, especially because within audio format, when you're listening to it, it's from blah 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 blah, blah at gmail.com to blah 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 at gmail.com, subject re, or like, you know, that sort of thing. Like the email format, they read every single thing out, and I found that it was a little bit monotonous and boring, that aspect of the story. But if I was reading it physically or on Kindle, I think it would have been a lot better to digest. But yeah, it was really good. It was really cute. I did enjoy the characters, and it was a fun time, and I did enjoy it, and I'll definitely be reading more from that series. So that was the last book that I read in the month of April. It feels like I've been talking for 10 million years, but that's okay. It's finally time that I start creating content again. So if you like this video, make sure to give it a like, comment down below if what you read in the month of April, and subscribe if you want to see more content from me. Bye.